Welcome back. I'm Neil Chase, author of Iron Dogs and writer-director of the action thriller feature Contamination. And as the years come to a close, I want to talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention in the writing world as it should. Mindset. Not outlining, not structure, not dialogue, just how you think and feel about writing itself. How you feel when you sit down, and what you tell yourself when things get hard. Because here's the truth. You can know every technique, every screenwriting book, every structure formula out there. But if your mindset is in the wrong place, well, you'll still feel stuck. You'll burn out. You'll second guess yourself. You'll think, I'm not good enough, or what's the point? And those thoughts, well, they're way bigger than writer's block. So today, we're going to unpack why mindset is everything and how you can shift it in a way that helps you write more freely, more confidently, and with a lot more joy in 2026. I want to share why gratitude and self-trust are your creative fuel, how to write when you're overworked and overwhelmed, why writing is your escape and not your burden, and what writers like Neville Goddard and David Bayer can teach us about creating with belief and clarity. And at the end, I'll walk you through 5 mindset shifts that you can start using immediately to help you unlock your creative potential. But first, hit that like button, subscribe for more writing videos like this one, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video because I've got something for those of you who are serious about changing your mindset for the better, finishing your scripts, and maybe getting them in front of the right people. So grab your popcorn. Well, let's get started. All right, let's start here because it's easy to forget. Gratitude matters. We talk a lot about writing alone, and it can feel isolating. But here's the truth. Most of us aren't doing this completely on our own. If you have anyone in your life who's supported your writing, even just a little, pause and appreciate that. Maybe it's a partner who gives you space to write, a friend who reads your pages, a mentor or coach who says, keep going when you're ready to quit. Even that one person who says, hey, you're really good at this. That matters. And sometimes when you're tired or you feel invisible, it helps to remember, I'm not just writing for me. I'm writing because someone believed I could. That belief becomes fuel, not pressure or obligation. So use it. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades. Now let's talk about time, or the lack of it. Because I don't have time to write is something I hear constantly, and I get it. Life is busy. You've got a job, a family, bills, a dozen other things demanding your energy. So writing always seems to come last, and then the guilt creeps in. But here's the mindset shift. You don't find time to write, you make it, even in small pieces. 10 minutes is enough. A single page is enough. A voice note while you're in traffic? Well, that's writing too. Instead of saying, I don't have time, try, I'm a writer, so I make time, even when it's imperfect. See, finished work doesn't come from waiting to feel ready. It comes from showing up, even tired, even distracted, even unsure. So here's a quote that every writer should hear early and often. Octavia E. Butler said, first, forget inspiration. Habit will sustain you whether you're inspired or not. And that's the truth. You don't need 3 hours of silence. You need momentum. Writing in real life isn't glamorous. It's gritty. It's in between moments. But those moments add up. And the people who finish, well, they're the ones who write in the in-between moments. Now let's shift gears. Because writing isn't just work. Writing is escape. Think about it. In the middle of a long day, you get to leave this world and go somewhere else entirely. A spaceship falling into a black hole, a teenager discovering he has magical powers, a detective solving a crime only she can see the pieces of, a dark forest where something watches in the trees. And it only exists because you imagined it. That's not nothing. That's a gift. And no one said this better than Jhumpa Lahiri. That's the thing about books. They let you travel without moving your feet. Writing is your vacation, your world, your reset. Writing gives us something the real world can't. Control, wonder, imagination. So don't treat it like a chore. Treat it like a place you get to go to. Here's a reminder every writer needs. You have the final say. Not your writing group, not your readers, not your coach or mentor. You. Feedback is valuable. Rewriting is essential. But that final decision, that's yours. This is your world, your characters, your voice. If a note doesn't feel right, you don't have to take it. If your story pulls you in a different direction, well, then follow it. Because no one else can see your story the way that you do. The world doesn't need more perfect stories. It needs stories that are true to the writer who wrote them. That's not arrogance. That's ownership. So own it. Now let's talk energy. See, there's a big difference between writing from, I need to get this done or I failed, and this story matters to me. I want to see where it goes. See, one is panic. It comes from a sense of perfectionism and fear. The other is presence. It comes from a sense of peace and personal truth. William Wordsworth said it well when he said, fill your paper with the breathings of your heart. When you slow down, when you stop trying to impress, when you write from calm, you connect. You get closer to the heart of the story. That's where the truth is. That's where you write scenes that feel like they've always existed. Because you're not forcing them, you're remembering them. That's flow. That's clarity. That's you on the page. This is where it gets a little deeper. Writers like Neville Goddard, Napoleon Hill, David Bayer, all talk about the power of visualization, of living in the end, of imagination as the creative force behind reality. And honestly, that's what we do every time we write. We imagine characters who don't exist. We give them thoughts, memories, fears, desires, motives, actions, dialogue. We design entire worlds from scratch. That's creation. That's manifestation. Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And what bigger wish for any writer than to create? So try this. Before you write, close your eyes. Picture the scene already done. Imagine how it flows, how it feels. Then write from that space. And when you write, don't ask what should happen. Ask what already happened. Because it did, in your imagination. All that's left is to translate it to the page. So now that we have a clearer idea of where we stand, let's bring it all together with 5 powerful mindset shifts that'll help you write more, stress less, and enjoy the process more in the coming year. So say the following to yourself and watch your mindset change for the better. Number 1, I'm a writer. I write. Stop saying, I want to be a writer or I'm trying to write. If you write, even a little, you're a writer. Say it, believe it, act like it. Pearl S. Buck said, I don't wait for moods. You accomplish nothing if you do that. Ownership creates momentum, and momentum creates consistency. Number 2, messy is part of the process. No one writes clean first drafts, not even the pros. Terry Pratchett said, the first draft is just you telling yourself the story. There's no such thing as a Mozart for writers. Your job isn't to write it perfectly right out of the gate. It's to get it down on the page. Trust me, your future self will thank you because done is better than perfect. Always. 3, my story deserves to exist, even if no one sees it yet. See, you don't need a book deal or a movie contract to matter. You don't need permission to create. You don't need validation from others. The act of writing itself gives your story value. Full stop. Number 4, I get to have fun with this. You're allowed to enjoy writing, you know. Too many people take it too seriously all the time. But play matters. Risk matters. Ken Robinson said, if you're not prepared to be wrong, you'll never come up with anything original. So let yourself experiment. Laugh at your characters. Cry with them. Get dramatic. Get weird. Have fun. Fun creates energy. Energy creates desire. And what's better than wanting to write? So lighten up. It helps. That's where you'll find your voice. And number 5, rest counts as progress. Creativity doesn't happen only when you're typing. Some of the best writing happens when you're not writing. In the shower, on a walk, in the gym, when you're lying on the couch thinking. See, it's easy to push yourself to breaking, especially when you have to meet a deadline or you feel guilty for taking some time to yourself. But rest isn't the opposite of work. It's part of the creative process. part of your natural rhythm. So honor the rhythm and avoid burnout, because recharging is writing too. Putting it all together, the writing mindset isn't just about scenes and stakes and structure. It's about how you think while you're doing it. It's about who you are while you're creating. It's not some abstract concept. It's the foundation of everything you put on the page. Gratitude, ownership, calm, imagination, belief. If you shift your mindset, even just a little, you'll be amazed at what happens to your process. So change how you think, and I guarantee your writing will follow. I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, sharing it with you. If you did, do me a favor and pay it forward. Share it with anyone you know who might be feeling stuck in their creative process. And before you go, let me know in the comments, what's one mindset shift you're committing to in 2026? I'd love to hear it. And if you're a screenwriter or filmmaker with a story that almost works, but needs clarity, stakes, or momentum, well then check out my Rewrite to Greenlight coaching offer, linked below. It's designed to help you take your script from pretty good to ready to make. Or if you're not quite there yet, but could use someone to talk to about characters, dialogue, specific scenes, structure, or even just to bounce ideas off of and brainstorm, then my 1-hour coaching call might be just what the doctor ordered. Act now and save $50 using my special promo code in the description below. Only until January 1st. Thanks for watching. Thanks for writing. And until next time, stay creative.